Hi, my name is Kimberly, and this is my miscarriage story. It all started around New Year's of this year. Me and my boyfriend had a little too much to drink, and we decided to have unprotected sex, and that's what led to my pregnancy. I found out towards the end of January that I was pregnant, and I was really happy about being pregnant and all that. So I had rushed to set up appointments with my doctor and get the ball rolling. The last week in January, I experienced some spotting, but I looked on some blogs and on some pregnancy websites where they said that's kind of normal within the stage that I was in. The That was at the beginning of that week. Towards the end of the week, the spotting turned into full-fledged bleeding on that Sunday, and it was extremely scary. Once I realized that this was not normal, that I needed to go to the hospital, I immediately had my boyfriend to rush me to the emergency room so that we could see what was going on. After we arrived at the emergency room, everything moved really quickly. The doctor did a vaginal ultrasound, and they determined that I was indeed having a miscarriage. After having that vaginal ultrasound, I also had to undergo a pelvic, over the belly pelvic, ultrasound, and then a second vaginal ultrasound with the ultrasound tech. I guess to make sure everything was okay with me. After that, they had me sit in the room for a few hours in agony and pain, because when I first got to the hospital, I was bleeding heavily, but I wasn't in a lot of pain. I was just more so like bleeding heavy, and that was kind of uncomfortable. But once I got there and I got that second round of ultrasounds, for some reason everything felt like 10 times worse. Like, my pain went from being at a level 5 to a level 10 ASAP. So I had to sit in a room for, I know, at least an hour and a half and wait on them to bring me medication and to release me from the hospital, because pretty much I was told that I'm having a miscarriage and there's nothing that they could do about it. After leaving the hospital, I went back home and was in the most excruciating pain of my life. Pretty much this pain is nothing that I would wish on anybody, not even my worst enemy. It was just very, very horrible for me, and I ended up passing the baby that night. No, not that night, but maybe like in the early hours of the morning, because I got home from the hospital maybe around 8, 9 that night. But I was in so much pain, I could not go to sleep. Even with the pain medication, it wasn't enough. So I ended up like tossing and turning and standing up and walking and trying to do everything to kind of get comfortable, and nothing would work. And then finally, I feel like the pain just got so real that my ass passed out. I really do not think I just fell asleep like peacefully, because it was just so much pain. I could never get comfortable. I could never really like settle in to go to sleep. So yeah, I passed the baby in the morning, which I learned later at the OBGYN's office, because once I was discharged from the hospital, they told me I had to go see my OBGYN first thing in the morning. So once I went to my OBGYN in the morning, they did another ultrasound on me, and they checked everything, and they said that nothing looked wrong, that pretty much this is something that can occur in just about any woman, and because it was my first miscarriage, there was no real need to be alarmed about it. The only time they said that they'll be alarmed as if I try to get pregnant again and miscarry again. Then they would do some further investigation as to why I'm miscarrying. And like I said, there at that appointment, after they did another vaginal ultrasound, I found out that the baby had passed. And I kind of figured that because when I got up to go to the bathroom, like in the wee hours of the morning, still in pain, not as much pain, but still like aching, like I just crazy aching. I felt like a lot of pressure when I used the bathroom, a big gush. And I was like, Lord, please don't let me be dying. Like, I don't want to bleed to death in my own house. That's not what I wanted. That's pretty much how the whole process went. I bled for about a week after I miscarried. And then my period my regular period actually came back the end of March. February I didn't get a period at all, and yeah, the end of March I got a period. And it's now April, and I've had a regular period for the past 2 months, which is good considering that I did not have a regular period. Prior to this, and that is why I did not think that I could even get pregnant, because when my boyfriend and I had sex, I hadn't had a period for like 2 months, and I didn't think I was ovulating, but apparently I was. This whole spirit experience has been really like traumatizing for me. It's been real just crazy, like emotionally this is really taking me to a dark place sometimes. I try not to be down about it anymore, and that's why I'm kind of just now making this video. I knew I wanted to do this video a while ago, but I'm just not doing it because like the whole subject like is really draining, like, because it kind of takes you back every single time to the moment like, oh my god, I'm pregnant, I'm happy, and then oh my god, no, I'm not pregnant, I'm sad. Like, that's like to go from those two extremes, and the fact that I had just found out I was pregnant maybe a week and a half prior to me miscarrying, and I didn't even get to enjoy being pregnant long enough. I just want everybody to know, any girl, any woman, any person going through a miscarriage, I want you to know that you're not the only one. From having this miscarriage, I found out that so many people around me have had miscarriages before. And I guess because it's something so personal, and now that I understand, like, that's nothing that you will off the bat share with somebody, but it's so many women out here who have miscarriages. So don't ever get discouraged by it. Me and my boyfriend aren't trying right now to get pregnant again, but we said we're going to give it like a year or two before we try again seriously. But don't give up hope. If you're trying to have a baby, you want to have a baby, you want to have your family, keep trying. When it's your time, it's going to happen for you. And I just know that it wasn't my time. And when it's my time, I'm going to be blessed. Alright? So, you ladies, keep your head up. And I'll talk to y'all soon.